more important design pattern. One is the facade design pattern, and another one is the template design pattern. Facade design pattern. Facade means front edge. That means whatever we are able to see the interface through which we are going to interact. That's the meaning of facade, means the interacting face. Okay. So how we can make simple, so simple, the interacting face so that every developer can use easily. We'll be going to deep dive into it, but before going ahead, let's have the quick recap what we have done in our last class. So in last class, we have seen about UML diagram. What is the meaning of UML diagram? Okay. And in the UML diagram, we have seen there are different types of relationship, association, aggregation, composition. Generalization is nothing but your inheritance, dependency, and realization. We have seen the structure of UML diagram and their different notation and their meanings. Seen in detail about association, aggregation, and composition, right? Generalization, realization, and dependency. Then again, I have put all these slides and tried to make you understand the different types of relationships. Then we went into the MVC, model view controller design pattern, and we understood how model view and controller we can implement, and view can be loosely coupled from model, that means data, with the help of controller. So we designed the MVC design pattern. There was one requirement to display the material data. So we have put it over here. Actually, that we have created in our Lucid chart. And from there, I missed to put it over here. So no problem. I will put it that. I gave you one assignment also yesterday that you have to create two model. One is to get the data, and so another model also you are having to get the model data. So maybe another model to get the purchase order data, and first model to get the uh, you know material data, something like that. So you are having basically two model over here and one controller. Whatever the model you have, all the model you have to define inside the attribute of the controller, and then you will be having one class which is going to display the data. So this class is optional. Directly you can write the logic in program itself with the help of model data to display the data. Okay. Important thing is over here, model class and the controller class. In controller class, under the attribute section, you have to define the number of, you have to define the attribute type ref to the different model what you have. This is the important point in the MVC design pattern. Okay, fine. So I believe you have completed this assignment. If any doubt, any query, you can ask me at the end of the session. You can share your screen and I will help you to get it done. I've also asked you to write all the relationships, define them, and write their notions. Okay. So now let's go and start day number 13. I'm going to start with the facade design pattern. So we will see some real life example for the facade design pattern, right? So I think now it's good to go, right? Everything, this today's one, today's agenda, everything we have seen now, and we are good to go to the facade design pattern. Meaning of facade means, you know, facade is basically a French word, and the meaning of this means frontage. Okay, frontage. That means the GUI through which you are interacting. So, for example, if you see the real-time example over here, you are having the Google, right? You have the Google over here, and if you see there how beautiful interface of the Google, so simple interface of the Google. If you have to perform some search, right, you can simply go and search it over there. There are very complex algorithm written beside the Google. We don't have to bother about what kind of algorithm have been written, how it is going to work, right? This is not our headache. Just we are using their interface. Just we are using their frontage, right? Just we are using their front face to search our query, and it is just going to give us give this result, right? So Google, this is nothing but your facade design, facade design pattern. They might have created one facade class, and in that facade class, they will be using some interface where search stuff will be there, right? And inside that facade class, all the implementation logic from the different classes, might be there, right? So this is one example of the facade design pattern. I have put some couple of example over here. If you see how it looks like, this will be your caller. Caller means the one who is going to use, user basically. This will be your interface. In Google example, google.com was our interface. And there will be a facade class which will be implementing all the complexity of the logic, everything. Okay. So here you can see that when we have the computer, right, just we will be having some sort of key, a board, some uh, you know digits to type, right? With the help of that, we are going to type it over here. And how the computer hardware software is implemented in backend, we don't bother about, right? So that's the complete agenda. So this is the motherboard and all. Just we are using what? Keyboard, we are using mouse. So simple to interact with computer in, but in backend, lot of things are there. Similarly, like you can see here, this is television, right? And this person is interacting with the television with the help of a remote. So simple to interact with the television. It will be having an amplifier, CD player, theater, you know, lights, DVD player, projector, right? And here you can see that this is your frontage. This is your interface. Watch movie, end movie, listen to CD, end CD, listen to radio, end radio, right? So one system, one TV you are having over here, and you are going to use this particular remote to handle all the functionality. So this is again your facade design pattern example. This is bing.com, this is google.com, just I have shown you, right? So let's go and check this particular example. Okay, I'm going to show you one example taking the SAP object. What basically we have to do that uh, we have over here our interface, okay, if underscore order, fine, and these interface are inheriting ZCL-PO, ZCL-SO, and ZCL DO, delivery order. This is the sales order, this is the purchase order. So you are having basically three classes, and these three classes are inheriting from IF underscore order. Okay. So here basically what we are trying to do, that user is going to give you in the parameters over here, you will be having one parameters on the selection screen, and they will be giving what kind of order type. Okay, whether the okay, so what kind of order type you want to create? Do you want to create the purchase order? Do you want to create the sales order? Or do you want to create the delivery order? Let's suppose such sort of requirement if you are having. Okay, so what we will be doing that, this you know this all these implementation we will be implementing inside the facade class. Okay, so facade, the facade class is going to have the logic to create the purchase order basically. Okay, so let me show you. We will go to the transaction first. Let me go to SAP logon. So we'll create, let's go for the local class or global class, anything is fine. I will show you some local class example also, right? Let's go with the local class 12, 13, and here the facade. Click on this create button, facade design pattern. Save it, save it, save it. Come over here and we'll be defining some interfaces. First, IF underscore order interfaces, interface, end interface, and inside the end interface. So this is how actually we define the interface. Okay, so in this interface we are going to define one method called create purchase order. This can be any kind of create order, basically create order, and this interface is going to be inherited by three different classes. So class CL underscore PO definition, end class, and how you can inherit the interfaces in the local class. This is how you can do. Okay, so automatically this method will come inside this PO definition. Okay, now class CL underscore SO definition, end class, and again I'm going to use the interfaces IF underscore order. Then another class CL underscore delivery order definition and end class. Here again we are going to use IF underscore order. So one interface, you can see that one interface create order method is there. So simple, right? They are not going to bother about how the implementation is, right? And three classes. So actual implementation part will be here in this class. Okay, here in this class. So let's go and do that. CL underscore PO underscore class CL underscore PO underscore implementation end class, and similarly class CL underscore SO implementation end class, and class CL underscore delivery order implementation end class, right? And what's the method you are having? Method this one, create order, right? Create order. So the method will be automatically what? Method will be your if underscore order and create underscore order, right? This is how you will be having the method. Or if you want to define the aliases, you can define the aliases like this. Okay, aliases you can give the name of the uh, alias. So maybe here simply if you can write create underscore order for if underscore order and create order. So like that, you can define the alias also. So instead of defining this much big name, I can simply use the create order for CL underscore PO. So in global class, you have seen how we define the alias, right? So again, public section, at least you'll have to give it. Otherwise, it will tell you have not defined any section. So visibility for the attribute. Just public section. Now looks good. So just I have given this aliases. Okay, like that. You can define the aliases. Okay. So because already I have defined the aliases, I can use the aliases or directly this method. The complete name also we can use. End method, and over here PO, let's just write a simple statement over here. Purchase order is created successfully. Okay, and give some color, look good. So pretty printer, now it looks good. And another class SO implementation we are having, right? Let's check the syntax. Missing method create this. Yeah, that's fine. So for this we have to again use method if underscore order, because implementation part we have not created, so it's telling that it is not created. So just I'm creating the implementation, and here we are going to write the sales order is created successfully. Okay, and again copy this, and delivery order created successfully. So this is just a simple statement I'm writing. It is not so simple. Basically, you have to write the whole complex logic. You have to use the BAPI to create the delivery order, sales order, purchase order, right? All those data you have to prepare. But just I want to show you the concept over here. Okay, check the syntax. Method must be followed by other it should be end method. Check the syntax. It should be end method. Check the syntax, and now it's fine. And now the actual things going to be start your facade class. So this is how your interface will be inherited into this. All these are different classes, and implementation you are going to perform, and then you are going to have the facade class. So CL underscore facade definition and end class. In this facade class, what actually we're going to do, that again you are going to use this. Okay. And this definition class CL underscore facade implementation end class, and method if underscore order create order end method. Okay. So in facade class, basically what we are trying to do based upon the parameter. Okay. Based upon the parameter, like if someone is willing to create the purchase order, it will go and create the purchase order. So one parameter also I would require, correct? One parameter I would require to have. So maybe I can define one parameter over here, importing parameter. So arm underscore type carto, and if implementation part we are writing, right? Implementation part, give the public section. And if arm underscore type equals to PO, right? It can be PO or it can be anything. So arm underscore type equals to PO, then you can have SO, then you can have delivery order. So now here how you are going to do, right? IF order, create order. Here how you are going to do. See, we have the interface, right? We have the interface. So what we can do it over here, that create the difference of one interface. So Z if generic interface type ref2 and the interface which we are having for the order. Just copy this and put it over here. And when underscore type equal to PO, then what we will be doing it over here, create ZIF object type. What's the class? Which class you want? ZCL underscore PO, right? CL underscore PO. So the object will be created of type CL underscore PO. See, again, like polymorphism over here, we are trying to achieve with the help of what? Interface. That's the beauty of interface. So SO, here you have to write the SO and delivery order. ZIF CL underscore DO. So you can see that you can create based upon the condition, you can create the object with reference to the interface type of the corresponding class. And at last, just you you use that generic interface. I wanted to actually write it, just changing little name. Okay. And here this interface ZIF underscore gen, we can call this arm underscore type. So simply arm underscore type, I'm going to call it, and the corresponding stuff, so that we can mark it as optional, right? So interface optional, just I've given this as optional, it's not mandatory. So wherever I have to use, I can use, or I can leave it. So here I don't want to pass this parameter. Okay, simply just I'm using this. So check this syntax. There is no problem. Activate this one, activate this, and I will show you in the debugger how it's working. So Just at least at this point of time, can you confirm me, like, are you able to understand what I have done the coding? If you are able to understand, just write capital Y over here. I will understand. Okay, you got the point. Sronan, Lakshmi, Prabhakar, only 3 people got. Other are not getting how I have written the code. Very good. Thank you for confirmation. So hope you understood, right? If not, feel free to let me know. What I did basically, I have created one interface. In this interface, one method is there called create order, and that particular method is getting inherited into ZCLPO, ZCLSO, and ZCLDO, right? In these 3 classes, and we are implementing those method in these classes, and this interface. This particular interface is also getting implemented by the facade class also. Okay. So I created one facade class, and that facade class, you know, so ZCL facade. So when you will be creating through AC24, you will have to use Z before the, creating the class, because in global repository without Y or Z, you will not be able to create. That's why I have just put Z, Z, Z. In local class, you don't have to bother about the Z or Y. So ZCL facade is going to have all the logic written to call this particular class over here. So this is going to be used. So this class will be used. This class will be used, and this class will be used, right? So this particular class is using this one, and this one, and also this one, right? So this is the basic idea about the facade design pattern. Yeah, Santosh.
Hey, Prash, one
Mm-hmm.
quick question, like
Mm-hmm.
the factory calendar, sorry, not factory calendar,
Mm-hmm.
factory
Design
also does the
pattern.
same thing, right? Yeah, design pattern also does the same thing, right? Where you,
Mm-hmm.
instead of writing in the code, you create a factory and you put all of your logic, what needs to be triggered. Looks like this also does the same thing.
Yeah,
So,
looks like factory design pattern will give you the instance of the class. Okay, factory design pattern will give you the object of the class, and that object you can utilize for your own purposes, right? So looks like similar, but not exactly similar. It is mostly for the purpose of like you are uh, simplifying the interface, you know. So there also, like, see, there also factory class is going to simplify our interface to create the object. Here also it's a simplifying the whole stuff to accomplish the stuff. Okay. So
okay.
yeah.
Do you have any standard example like how you showed us the factory calendar?
Yeah, so the what I'm showing is the standard one only, right? This is
And not
what
this, like
uh,
already
uh,
implemented standard SAP implemented class.
that
Stuff.
you need to check through the standard, a standard
Okay.
code. I need to check, but when
I mean,
I implement such some sort of, like, when we are having the different in custom development, we have used the facade, but there will be a lot of facade. If you go and check with simply facade, you go to SC24 and just give S star FACADE. It should be there, not starting with Z, because it's be a standard one. So you can see that a standard class. See, this is a facade one, error handling data facade for view one, O data channel, O data, URI facade. You can see that there are so many. See, proxy design pattern, facade design pattern, right?
Let me go through standard. I mean, some more
Uh,
documentation to understand. If I have a
yeah,
question, I'll
please go
ask.
through. You will get lot of example. You have to go, you can go and you can check how they are doing it over here. This is the facade class, and inside this init processing it is having, again, a lot of logic will be written over there, because the facade class where your actual logic is going to be written. So the idea behind the facade class is to simplify the use. Means you can use this facade class now at various places. Just you have to call this method and everything is done. Knowingly or unknowingly, we do lot of things. Means we use lot of facade stuff. For example, your BAPI is a very good example of facade. You know, your function module your function module is very good example of your facade, right? So you can see that if you have the purchase order create BAPI, that BAPI can be used by anyone in a so simple way. That's nothing but your, you know, that is nothing but your facade. BAPI is your facade in this case. So if you see the definition of design pattern, what is the definition of design pattern? It's a common solution to the common problem. So BAPI is a common solution for creating a purchase order, for creating the sales order. Anyone can use. Okay. So that's the idea behind the facade design pattern, is to simplify the stuff. So that's what, knowingly or unknowingly, we will be using facade design pattern. You might be using the factory design pattern as well. You might be using the singleton also. But if you be little more conscious and you will try to implement in the object oriented way, then this is how the stuff you can do. Okay. So this is just to make little more depth. Okay. In the design pattern, nothing more than that. Mhm. Fine. So here, with this example, you understood like how with the help of this interface, we are creating the object dynamically, and we are going to create the uh, purchase order or sales order or delivery order. Okay. Now give the start of selection. So first you have to define the class and implement the class, and then after the start of selection, this is how the framework is designed. Okay. And then here, this is what you have, this class, and this is the method. So it again now depends how you want to do. So we have to create one object because the method is instance, right? So let's create one go underscore facade equals to new cl underscore facade, and geo underscore facade is if order, right? And I'm underscore type, here I'm going to pass the parameter p underscore type. P underscore type, pretty printer, and check the syntax. So you can see that how easy to create the different purchase order, right? Using the facade design pattern. Let me first run it and show you. If any problem will be there, we will correct it. Okay. Run this and SO. So for SO, it should create the sales order, right? Sales order is created successfully. For PO, just purchase order is created successfully, right? DO, delivery order is created successfully. Isn't it awesome, right? Are you not able to see my screen? Is it not visible? Can you please confirm? Yeah, thanks. So it's a, I'm sharing my complete screen, okay? Full screen. So just I'm hiding the taskbar because here so many, Zoom, Google Chrome, then this different stuff is there. So in recording, it does not look good. That's why, just I have hidden this one. Otherwise, everything I'm sharing. Okay. So you can see that you understood the beauty of this facade design pattern. Okay. How with the help of how with the help of interface we can implement this one. Some important thing you should remember. See how I'm doing this one. This you will have to use if you know like how to do this one. Create object ZIF gen type CL underscore PO. Dynamically we are creating over here, right? This is the important syntax, right? Let me put the breakpoint and I will show you. And directly will not be able to instantiate the interface object, right? Interface cannot be instantiated, but by this way you can instantiate. So maybe in interview someone can ask, can you create the object of interface directly? No, interface object cannot be created directly, but with reference to class, with type of class you can create. Okay, so interface cannot be instantiated basically, but you can create the object of class and assign to this interface. This is what actually it is happening in this particular things. Creating the object of the class and assigning to the reference of interface, right? This is what it is happening over here. Okay, same here it is happening, and that's why you are able to achieve the dynamicity. Okay, and here at last just we are calling the method. So change and activate this one, activate this, and now let me run it. Give the delivery order, run this one, and you can see that first I'm creating the object, and then through that object I'm going to call the create order method, right? So here object got created, and here the type I'm passing DO. Based upon the DO, this is going to false, this is going to true, right? And CL underscore DO is my class name, and this is my interface. At this moment interface will be initial, but once I will pass this statement, you can see that it got this interface is now having the object, right? So you cannot directly instantiate the interface, but with type to class you can instantiate. And here you can see that you got the object of what? This is CL underscore DO, right? You got the object of that particular class. And if you just double click over here, you can see the CL underscore DO object, right? You are getting the those things. And then from GIF underscore gen, because this is the common name in all the classes, so it's easy for me to directly call the method, right? And here you can write the logic, whatever the logic you have to write, you can write it over here in order to create the delivery order, right? Because this is a delivery order class, so obviously we'll be writing the logic to create the delivery order. So this is the basic idea about the facade design pattern. So delivery order got successfully created. Similarly, like for the SO order, right? If you just check it over here, again, here SO is going to pass from here, and for this SO create object. And you can see that creating the object, and dynamically we are able to create the sales order object and assigning to the reference of this interface, and see here. And now we are just going to call this create order. Is it clear for everyone what actually we are doing it over here? If it's clear, just write capital C in the chat box if you are able to understand this concept. Yeah, narrow casting, perfect. We are doing a kind of narrow casting over here. Yes, true. Very good. So you got the concept of facade design pattern. Nothing else. This is so simple design pattern, right? Now let's go and try to understand the template design pattern. What happens? So template is very commonly used design pattern. For example, over here, here in template design pattern, what happens? If you have some, let's suppose if you have class A and class B, and if you have some similar functionality, so what you can do that those similar functionality you can put inside the interface, the similar functionality, or inside the abstract class. Again, if some similar functionality is already well known, like that how what you have to do exactly, that you can implement inside the abstract class, right? That in abstract class you can have some of the method implemented. So those method you can implement over here in the abstract class, and some of the functionality which you are not aware about, okay, you can put in that interface method, and you can simply leave it, because in interface you will not be able to implement the method, right? So what's the basic idea over here? You create one interface and put all the methods which you don't know how to be implemented, okay. Then come to the abstract class. Abstract class will be inheriting your interface, right? So in interface, obviously we'll be having all the non-implemented method, right? So in abstract class, if you find some of the method can be implemented, you just implement that method. If you want to have some extra method, you can have the extra method, abstract method as well, right? And now come to the concrete class. These are your concrete class, right? You can create the object of this class. You won't be able to create the object of abstract class and interface as per the object oriented concept, right? We know this. You won't be able to create the object of abstract class and interface, right? Class A and class B is your concrete implementation. Here, whatever the specific functionality you want, you can add the extra methods, and you can write the implementation logic here. This is what we do, right? This is a simple template for using the class object oriented stuff, right? So here one see one real time example. Let's suppose if we're creating a delivery application, okay? So you will be creating a ZIF delivery, and in ZIF delivery you are creating one method called print delivery note, right? Why I'm creating this method print delivery note? Because in the different country there will be a different way of printing, or their note will be different, right? Their a way of getting the delivery note, their format, their means that when you create the smart form based upon the country, they are having the different format, right? So we don't know exactly in which country what kind of delivery note is going to be there, okay. So I have put inside the interface, so that when it will be inheriting this particular class, I will implement this, okay. And here in ZCL abstract delivery, this is the abstract class, ZCL abstract delivery, create OBD, the delivery we are creating, outbound delivery we are creating. So that how to create the outbound delivery. The creating the outbound delivery is the common functionality. This, if you want, you can implement here in this abstract class itself, right? And this can be used by this and this order, and if you want you can redefine also, or if you don't want to use or if you just want to use this one, that's also fine. Let's go and implement this one, then you will be able to understand more. Come over here and did demo 14 and give it over here the template. Click on this create button. Sorry, it should be 13 only. Template design pattern. So local class will be doing it. Okay, you can use in global class also. Creating in global class will be more easier than the local class, but why I'm showing in local class, so that you will get more confidence and start doing in the local class. Okay, so it's easy. What we have to do, see here, interface I'm going to create. So interface, what's the name of interface? if underscore, what is this? if delivery, if delivery end interface. And in this interface, what you have the methods? Print delivery note, print delivery note. So this method, we don't know basically what is this functionality. So I put into the interface. Now create one class, abstract class you have to create. ZCL ABS delivery class, CL abstract delivery definition abstract. So if you want to create one class as abstract, you have to use the abstract keyword. Okay, in global, uh, in global class, how to create the abstract class, right? If you know, just write capital K if you know, or capital Y, just you write if you know how to create the abstract class. I have shown you already. Okay, in local class, now I'm showing just this keyword you have to use for abstract. And if you want to mark a final, you have to use just final. Simple, right? Nothing complex. So this class is going to use the interfaces if underscore delivery, and just put it over here, full stop, and pretty printer. And now it looks good. Is there any extra methods in this abstract? Create OBD, right? One extra method we have put it, create OBD. So create OBD one methods, right? This is the method. And if you want to mark a method as abstract, here also you can mark this method as a abstract. But I want to implement this method, so I will not mark that as a abstract method, right? And interfaces I am using, so this interface I'm using over here. And in the methods part, so automatically this method will be inherited. You don't have to again put something or define something. Interfaces I have done, automatically these methods will be inherited in this particular class. Now what class we are having, which we have delivery US and delivery India. So class CL delivery underscore US definition end class CL underscore delivery underscore India definition and end class. So here public section, and it will be inheriting what? This interface and this particular. So this class itself is inheriting this interface, right? So you don't have to bother, simply you inherit this particular abstract class, right? So inheriting from what? CL underscore ABC underscore delivery, correct? So automatically this interface and everything will be coming over here. Now what we can do, that this create OBD here in abstract class itself will implement. Okay, so class CL underscore ABS underscore delivery implementation and class, and here method create underscore OBD end method, right? And you have to write the logic over here to create the OBD. Okay, so OBD is created, color, some color 5, OBD is created. Now image definition inheriting from this, and the public section, what we are going to do, see, it's inheriting. So because it's inheriting, you don't have to bother everything. This interface, these methods will be automatically inherited. If you want to define some extra method over here, get some data, okay, get some data, something like that. If you want to define, you can define method get data, and here's some extra again, inheriting from cl underscore abs underscore delivery, right? Here also get data. So some extra method, just I have defined it over here. And now for both the classes, we have to create the implementation, right? So let's create the implementation, cl underscore delivery underscore us implementation and class. And here method, what method you have? You are having basically two methods to implement, right? One is the interface method and another is the abstract class method. So it will be automatically coming over here. So if you want to redefine the method, you have to use the keyword redefinition inside the definition part. I don't want to redefine, but I just want to show you how you can redefine if you want to redefine. Okay. So let's suppose I want to, I have to redefine basically. You know that this print delivery note, we need to define in all the concrete class, right? So let's do that. Print delivery note. So methods print delivery note, come over here and write methods print delivery note if underscore delivery. This is the interface. Just paste it over here. Or you can define the alias so that you will not have to write this much big name. Redefinition, you have to give it like this. Okay, copy this, and in another class, in India class also, I will put it so that in implementation you will be able to redefine, otherwise it will not allow you to redefine. Okay, so here just copy this and so print delivery method. So right over here and uh, print the delivery note in US format. Okay, color. So here you have to call the separate, a smart form which you have designed for US, and that you are going to call and print. That's the basic idea. And now for India also we'll have to create the implementation class cl underscore delivery underscore and implementation end class. So come over here, a method. So just I'm going to copy this and paste it over here and put into the India format. Is it clear what I'm doing it over here? Are you getting the concept? Typo in line 37. Line 37. Which typo? Check the syntax. CLL. Okay. Delivery. Yeah, delivery. Thanks. So delivery, check the syntax. And if underscore delivery, it's telling some problem. Print if this implementation missing. Yeah. So yes, for this method's implementation is missing. All right. Okay. But here if underscore delivery, we are having these interfaces, we are getting it over here in this abstract class, right? This is my methods, create OBD, this is fine. It's asking for this. So what I will do that I will create the aliases over here and we'll mark this as abstract. Okay. So print delivery note PDN, just giving the name PDN or print DN delivery note alias for, copy this one and print delivery a note, right? Full stop. So now check this one interfaces, what it's telling implementation in this if print delivery note, it's asking to have the implementation. But what actually I'm trying to do, that this class is my abstract class. I want to mark its a method as a, you know, uh, abstract method. Okay. So this interface is having one method called this method, and this method I want to mark as a abstract. Is it possible to define abstract over here? Just I'm trying to see. I think we can do it. So now if we do, there should not be any error. Okay, because I have marked this method as a abstract. Okay, it's not possible over here to define the abstract. You can see that in interface will not be able to write the abstract. So there is no provision to write at the level of interface this abstract. In the abstract class we can write the abstract, but just I'm thinking where I can write the abstract. So like methods here in the aliases, can we put somewhere abstract? Just I'm checking, press F1 over here and trying to look into the documentation. In real time we use, this is the pattern what we are following, all right? So we use this particular scenario lot many in real time, but again depends, like if you want to use. Okay, it depends if you want to use, otherwise generally people go for the procedural way of doing the programming only. Okay, but this is general scenario which at least I come across and I do if I have to do the coding in this. Here the interfaces, interface implementation, that's fine. Let me close this one. And I'm thinking what actually I'm trying to do. See, this method print delivery note is there, right? Here I'm getting, and system what it is telling that this particular interface method, it's understanding that it's not an abstract method, and because it's not an abstract method, system is telling is to implement this one. Okay, this print delivery note, and what I want, I don't want to implement this in abstract class. This is what, so this is what I want, and for that purpose I want to mark this particular method as a abstract method, and for that I'm looking for a way how to do. Okay, so just I'm thinking how we can do that one. In aliases there is no option for abstract. Okay, I'm trying to find, but there is no option. So just I'm thinking how we can do it over here. Hmm. Okay, here abstract methods, and I think in this, so let's see how it's a press F1, and from there we'll get some help how we can use the abstract methods. So abstract methods, and method we have to give it like this. Okay, so there is only one methods over here, and just I want to mark this as a abstract method. So if there will be many methods, you can write abstract methods and give the name of the method which you want to mark as abstract method. This is, and now I don't need to implement. So the error which it was coming, now it will be gone. Okay. So now that error is gone. Now another, this is the definition in this get data. Of course, this will have to implement. So let's quickly go and implement this one, right? Method get underscore data end method and delivery in and delivery US. Here also we have those. So you have to get the data if required. So just because I have method created, so method implementation is important. Check this and now it's fine. Start of selection and we want to create the delivery. So here one delivery is for US and another delivery is for India. So based upon US or India, we can do it over here. So parameters p underscore type char2, and if p underscore type is what India, then we will be uh, creating the uh, what interface we have already defined, right? You can see that interface if underscore delivery. So let's create one reference here itself, data GIF generic interface type ref2 this, and if India is there, then create what? Tell me. If India is there, then you have to create object GIF type ZCL delivery CL underscore control space delivery IN, right? Else if p underscore type equals to, if it is US, then generic interface control V, and here you will be having the US. So like that you can keep on doing. And at last GIF and print and delivery note. Check the syntax, activate this one, run this one, give over here capital N and press F8. Print the delivery note in the India format, right? US, press F8. Print the delivery note in US format, right? So it's the simple design pattern, and this is very frequently used. This template, at least you have to follow the same form, right? That's where in any interview people will ask what is delivery, what is the abstract class, what is the interface, so that you can keep this sequence. Very normal implementation, very traditional, means generic way of implementing the stuff. Let me take up some question. Prabhakar is asking interface method. Santosh is telling how often do we create this in real time. This you will be creating very frequently. This template singleton and MVC. I have not seen much uh, like people using in the real time mostly, but again MVC is the important design pattern. Depends on how cautious and how how sincere developer you are. It depends on the what kind of developer you are, right? One thing can be achieved in n number of ways, depends on your complex functionality, or if you have the simple functionality, temporary functionality, why to require this MVC and a singleton or whatever. But like if you think that okay, you have to make sure that you must have only single instance, right? Better to go for singleton. So depends on requirement to requirement, but in real time this template you are going to use a lot, singleton you are going to use a lot. Okay. Interface methods do not need redefinition, it seems. Try re-implementing directly. Yes, can you give example of one scenario in real life or real time object you are talking, Santosh, or real life object you are talking? Means real life, when we tell, then animal, car, these kind of things will come. If real time SAP object, then this is the example of real time SAP object. I don't have any better example than this. Okay, you have the delivery you are creating over here in the different country format. Okay, so this is one very good example of a real time SAP object. In real life, you can take any animal or any kind of stuff, everything in the template, everything in the template. Dog is inheriting from animal, right? So you can create again one interface class, and whatever the abstract behavior of animal is there, you can put inside the interface methods, right? So that anything you can take in the real life, everything is going to follow this particular template. Okay, remove line number 29. I think it's fine now. Sandeep, we have to implement interface methods in the implementing class, right? Can't we avoid? We have to mark this as abstract method. If you will mark this as a abstract method, then you don't have to again, you know, uh, means you don't have to. It depends. Like if you will mark this as abstract method, you don't have to redefine in abstract class. Okay. So yeah, and if you want to redefine in the see, and here we have the OBD created, right? So OBD created, through anything you can call OBD created. See, OBD created, I'm not redefining or not redefining. So what will happen? Just you tell me. G OBD created, print delivery note, and ZCL ABS delivery we are having and OBD created. So these methods we are having OBD created over here. So instead of having these methods over here, better let me put it over here so that I can use the same interface to call this one, right? So create OBD, and here this create OBD, you can see that I'm not marking as an abstract method, right? So what will happen? This create OBD here, it is now implemented in this abstract class itself, right? So this create ABD also will be inheriting in CL delivery US and all these things, right? CL delivery EN, but it is not implemented over here, right? It is not implemented. So here now, if you are going to use this create OBD, will it print this one? OBD is created, will it print, yes or no? Who will give the answer? Will it print? Yeah, that is true, Sandeep. More or less, it look like similar, but if you see, like, if you try to find and if you try to go in depth, then it will start being wider. Okay, it will print. Okay, Lakshmi is telling it will print. Prabhakar is telling it's print. Yeah, it will print. Why? Because it will call the implementation from the super class, right? Let's see, some error is there. Create OBD is not declared in inherited class CLABC delivery. Okay, CLABC delivery. Here we are having aliases print DN abstract methods is this one. This is some what it's telling. Method create OBD is not declared or inherited in class. We have the interface. We are marking this as abstract method. All right. So the another method create OBD. Okay. So let me do one thing. In the aliases itself, create OBD, same name I will keep it so that system will understand. Okay, that I have given the I have declared this create OBD. Okay, so check this syntax, activate this one, and this time it will be activated. So declaration part I have done. All right, and now it looks good. Just run this one, and if you run this one, OBD is created. Correct. Print the delivery note in US format, and OBD is created. Now, if you give the IN, it will be. So hope you got this idea of design pattern. Okay, fine. So I'm done for today's session, and in tomorrow's session we are going to start most probably with these stuff. Okay, we will be taking some converting procedure programming. Do one thing, if you have any kind of example, you just let me know. You just tell me and I will convert for you in the object oriented programming. Okay, if you have any kind of, or else whatever I'm having, I will show you. Okay, two example we'll be taking. Okay, and I will be showing you, and then we will be starting with the ALV basics in the coming classes. Okay, fine. So important stuff we are done in the object oriented. Now, if you have any traditional program, you can give to me and I will help you to convert into the object oriented way of doing the programming, where we'll be using the interface, class, abstract class, concrete class, inheritance, polymorphism if required, right? So this is what, any question, anything, feel free to ask, or we can stop for the day. I have unmuted you. If you want, you can unmute yourself and you can ask
Yeah,
the
hi,
question.
hi Pankaj.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I was just asking the doubt, like
Mm-hmm.
if there is the interface, right? IF underscore delivery, and whatever
Mm-hmm.
method is in that delivery interface,
Mm-hmm.
and we are inheriting in this abstract method.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
just go down on the line 29.
Mm-hmm.
So you have written that print delivery method redefinitions. So I was just
Mm-hmm.
asking
Mm-hmm.
whether this line is needed or
This one.
yes, print delivery note redefinition.
This is needed. If you don't give this, here you will not be able to implement this. Okay. The
Can you comment and try?
yeah, sure. Check this one, and you can see that the abstract method can only be implemented after its redefinition, because that is the abstract, right? And abstract things you need to redefine. Do you remember that I used to click on the redefine this
No,
particular
okay,
symbol?
so you have made it an abstract method. Can you comment that line also means that
Yeah, so
abstract?
if you mark, if you mark that an abstract way, which line you want me to comment?
Go up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, line 15.
Line 15.
You
Okay.
have made it as abstract, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you comment this one like after delivery?
After delivery, you want me to I didn't get, you want me to comment this
Interfaces, IF
completely?
delivery. No, not full.
Mm-hmm.
Half line comment.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is what you want, right?
Yes. And now can you try?
Okay, so now, because this is your interface, just think what it should happen, and then we will just give a try. Okay, see, I have marked that as abstract method, right?
So now
So
we have commented that.
yeah, again it will start giving you error. It will tell that this print delivery note is your, not the abstract method. Then means it will not give you their error, any kind of error is, but here it will give the error. In this class it will ask you to implement, check the syntax and see this is not implemented, right? So this redefinition is fine in the next class, but in the current class, current abstract class, it is understanding that okay, this is not the abstract class, then it should be implemented, right? If something is not abstract, then implementation will be there, right?
Can you comment this line 30 also now?
30, this 30.
Yeah. Which
Then
we will
what will
implement
happen means if 30 will comment, then 30
in
and
the
this also.
implementation, which we are implementing. Which
Okay.
class? Directly, I want to test if directly we can implement. Will it give
No,
error?
how you will, if you comment this abstract, this is not the abstract one, right? This is the concrete method. Then concrete method need to be implemented, right? You are not implementing this concrete method in this class. In this class, in another
Okay.
class is fine.
Okay.
See, in
So
another
this abstract method keyword is mandatory then. Okay.
abstract method keyword is mandatory. Why? Because in this class, this is the class, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this class, I don't want to implement this particular method. Okay. If you want to implement, then there is no problem. You just go and implement here also.
Probably his
Method.
question is whether we need to add the keyword redefinition for interface method, is what I understand from his question.
If you want to redefine, you have to write it, otherwise not required. If you want to redefine.
I got it. There are two levels, right? This is the first level, and yeah, I got it. Yes.
Wait, I will show you. Print DN. So see, now I have now I have implemented this method, empty implementation, but that's fine, right? You can see that. Now see here what we are doing. This redefinition we have removed. Okay.
Right.
This redefinition and redefinition we have removed. So now again it will give you the error because the redefinition I have removed. Then directly you will not be able to redefine basically. So check the syntax. See, it's telling that if you want to redefine, then you have to tell to the system that you have to redefine, right?
Okay.
Same as a global class as we were doing, same as a global class, same thing. So if you see here, material ROH, it's inheriting from, okay, here there is nothing. Okay. Any example which we have used earlier? ZCLO ABAP. Let us see. Some superclass subclass. So whenever the superclass you are having in the subclass, if you want to redefine the method, you have to use the redefinition. You have to go and click on this particular, this will be enabled. Okay. This particular key will be enabled if something is inherited. So here there is no superclass
I
thing.
think Pankaj, if we have used this interface in that abstract class, that's why we need to redefine. If interface is standalone and we are implementing in another method, then also we need to use redefinition.
No.
No, right?
No. Whenever you have to, whenever you have to redefine, then at that point of time you have to do simple. If you have the superclass subclass, whenever you have the inheritance concept, it is not matter of it is a abstract class or whatever class. Whenever you are having the superclass, and if you are inheriting from that, and if you want to redefine, then you will have to use the redefinition keyword. Yeah. Does not depend on abstract or what. Abstract meaning means you will not be able to instantiate the abstract class, and some of the method can be not implemented also. Okay.
Thanks.
Fine. So anyone
I have a
else?
question. I have a question. Can I share my screen for a second?
Sure. Yeah.
Can
Just
you...
making you Santosh, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Just
so I mean, it's a very dumb question, easy question. Maybe I'm missing something. So what I'm doing is like a single class. I'm creating multiple instances and looping it on each instance. right? So now if you see here, I have 3 instances of the same class. Now how do I access the private variable? What I did is like I created a private variable and calling it inside the one of the attributes. As you can see here, this is a private method. I am trying to call that inside the loop to see what is the current value in the loop.
Okay.
So as you can see, I have 3 entries now. So this will be my first work area, which is what I have here. In this work area, I have the first instance. Now, how do I access these variables inside this work area? This is a private variable, so I can directly access it.
Inside the class you can access.
Yeah, inside the class, I defined a method which will this method here. I can access this private method inside this one.
Right.
Now the only thing is like
outside of the class you will not be able to use because that is
outside
a
of the
private.
class. Yeah, I have a set attributes method which is a public method, as you can see here. I am trying to access this method so that it will internally then call the private attributes.
That way you can do.
Yeah, so I am struggling to see, like for the first instance, what are the values, like how do I call the set attributes method on the first instance, this instance.
That's what actually from here you will not be able to do directly. You will have to create one static method. If your class is private or public?
It's public class.
Class is public, right? But the attributes and methods are private, right?
No, the method I'm trying to call set attributes is a public method.
This set attribute is a public method. Only the attribute inside that this attribute of the class are private, correct?
Yeah, inside the set attributes, I have calling this technical details, which is a private method. I'm trying to do that. So inside the class, I'm calling the private class through a public method. So I am trying to call the public method outside the class implementation. Because I have multiple instances of the same class, I want to go through each and every iteration. I wanted to see how I can call it.
Right. So just come out from this debugger. Yeah. Come out from the debugger. Effect. Go back. Yeah. Go back. Yeah. Just scroll down. So where you are setting the value, set value.
The set value attributes.
Yeah. So, but you comment. Just I want to see what error actually you are getting. Then I will be able to help you.
Uncomment that. Okay.
Yeah. So uncomment that one. Yeah. So when you are checking the syntax, it's giving error, right?
Yeah.
This is the object reference and therefore does not. LWA is an object reference and therefore does not have any component called. Okay, see, this is the object reference, right? LW underscore WA. You are creating the generic object, it looks like. Double click on NW, LW underscore WA.
That is the same work area as LCL underscore airplane.
Into the data LWWA.
LCL underscore
yeah. Double click on that. Yeah. Just double click on this. Type standard table of ref2. Okay. This is fine. Just go back. Go back. Read table into this with key table line. This is also fine. And you got the object.
Yeah, I have the work area ready. Even the instance of that.
Yeah, but the thing is, one second. This is your work area, LW underscore WA, right?
Right.
So LW underscore WA should be used over here, right? Line number 118.
If I use LW underscore WA, it will work. Okay, let me try.
Means I'm not sure again if it should have this method, right? Set attribute is the method there.
Yes, set attributes to the method. Yeah, it even I'm trying. Let's say I don't even want to call method.
It's telling, see the error. No, just 1 second. It's telling that LWW is an object reference and therefore does not have any component called LV underscore name, right? So see, this is how you are doing. Accessing the component, you have to use hyphen and greater than sign, right? So just use the hyphen and greater than sign in line number 118. Yeah, that is how you are using here. LV name. Yeah. Right. Yes. Yeah, and here LV plain type also. Yeah, now you check. Yeah, click on this edit button.
This time, this is just private
1 second,
attribute.
1 second. Access to private attribute, that's fine. This is now meaningful message. That's fine. Okay. So LV underscore name is your private attribute, right?
Yeah.
So you
Understood.
will
Now
not be able to access over here. This is your outside of the class, correct?
Yeah.
This code you are writing outside of the class. So here this way it is not possible.
Yeah. This is makes sense now. The error is I understand what it is.
Right. Because
Concept is correct. Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome. Any
Private
other
means like
question?
a private.
Private, you will not be able to access outside. Either you mark that public, only public you can use, or protected if it is in the inheriting class, maximum you can use.
Yeah, I'm trying to do like how I can access private attributes in program different ways.
A static method, through the static method or through the public method, public instance method or a static method you can access. Through the method, actually, basically the concept is through the public method, you can access the private attribute. But that access should be there inside the class only.
Yes.
Okay. Private data value, if you want to get it through the parameter, you can get that value outside. Okay. You can create
First, I should get attributes, then I pass it through
to the parameter of the method. Yeah, the parameter of the method, and then only will be. So that's where the data security comes into the picture. When means you will not be able to use directly the private attribute. You can use, but work around using the method parameter. Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. So thank you, Santosh, for asking the question. Prabhakar, you have any other question?
No, Pankaj, it's fine.
Okay, fine. Anyone else? Raj, yeah, please go ahead.
Pankaj, how often do we use all these types of things? I mean,
see, singleton is very frequently used. How many of you have used the singleton over here in your project? Implementation project generally will have to use. In support project, you will not get much chance, like very rare chance. So if you are doing some full-fledged implementation, so here, if anyone have used this kind of design pattern or any kind of design pattern in your implementation project, if you have worked, just write yes or unmute yourself.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen so many standard objects using the singleton.
Yeah, singleton I have used a lot, or like some of my friends who have worked in implementation project like in SAP labs or some another places, they use a lot. This singleton is very frequently used, and template is also very frequently. There is a proxy design pattern, so proxy is again like you will feel like it is again the same, but the idea behind proxy is first you have to perform the validation, and if everything is going to be fine, then only you call the actual implementing class so that your performance will be boosting.
So I have a question, another question, Pankaj. Like if someone gives me a class and asks me whether it's a template design pattern or singleton design pattern, how do I identify that? Looking at
if you know the concept, so if it will be like that, that means it looks like a template, right? Means first interface, for then abstract class, and then it's like this. There, if it's something like facade, their actual implementation logic will be there in the. You just have to guess it. There is nothing 100% right in this design pattern. The one design pattern can look like differently also, as per my understanding,
So
So
the steps which you are showing us, for example, for the template or the facade or any other pattern which you are showing, so those are the steps which needs to be followed.
these are the standard steps. Yeah, facade. So
okay.
see, facade design pattern. BAPI is also one good example of facade design pattern, right?
Yeah.
If you see, the facade is what? Frontage you have to simplify. That's the basic idea about the facade. In object-oriented way, if you want to implement, this is how we generally implement. So you can tell, if such kind of example you are getting and they are showing you, you can tell that it looks like a facade design pattern.
Okay.
Okay.
And one more thing, I mean, what I am knowing with your examples is that we are achieving all the functionalities in all the design patterns. I mean, whenever you are showing something as a real-time example, that is what we do.
Right.
In our
Depends.
daily basis.
Correct. So same object I am using in a template, same object I am using in this. It depends what you want to follow the approach.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that is true. The singletons. So, and all these design pattern we can use together in a facade. Also you can use template. Also you can use inside the template. You can use the facade. Inside the facade you can use the template. This is what the concept you have. Okay. Singleton you will be easily able to identify, right? Because singleton is very kind of different. It will always give you the.
Yeah, that is what we have got. I mean, we have come across until we have come to your. At least myself, until I come to your session, singleton was the only thing which I've been using, or which I have known. The other things are very much new, but still those subject also. I mean, I was thinking that anything can be achieved with any of the design patterns which you are showing now. So it's not like something cannot be achieved with something and we need to go for this facade.
Yeah, just we have to think what is the best solution in that particular requirement.
Yeah, got it.
Pankaj, can you share that detailed design pattern course link with us?
I will share, I will put that all those things. And what you do, if you are preparing for some interview questions and answer like that, I will be sharing that interview questions and answer detailed video. I have the detailed 10 or 12 videos for interview questions and answer. You people can go through. I'll be giving access for some certain period of times, and that will be sufficient to watch out, and you can go through easily. Okay. Fine then. Okay. Thank you everyone. Thank you for attending this session. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.